Good evening. Here are tonight's top stories. The announcement of NGSA results set for July 4th. A bomb threat leads to the evacuation of Georgetown Magistrates Court. Teachers return to classrooms, continuing talks with the Ministry of Education. Guyanese nationals equipped for helicopter search and rescue operations. A resident of La Bonne Intention robbed at gunpoint by a motorcycle duo. In legal news, the High Court awards damages to SOKU head in a defamation case against a retired assistant commissioner. Fires destroy buildings in Barnwell and damage Starter's nursery school in Georgetown, leaving residents homeless and affecting students. Stay tuned for the details of these stories. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more news.
Driver fined for driving under the influence. Ravindra Dionarine, a 42-year-old driver from Guyana, appeared before Magistrate Abigail Gibbs at the Sparendam Magistrates Court to face a charge of driving under the influence of alcohol. During his court appearance on Thursday, Dionarine pleaded guilty to the charge. In response, Magistrate Gibbs imposed a fine of $190,000. Announcement of NGSA results will be done on July 4th. Minister of Education Priya Manikchand has announced that the results of the National Grade 6 Assessment (NGSA) will be disclosed on Thursday, July 4th, 2024, at 10 o'clock hours. The announcement was made via a live recording on Facebook. Minister of Education, Priya Manikchand. A total of 15,488 students participated in the NGSA, which was conducted on May 2nd and 3rd, 2024. The early release of the results aims to provide parents with sufficient time to prepare their children for the upcoming September term, according to the Education Minister. Fire destroys Barnwell building, leaving one homeless. A devastating fire on Thursday night destroyed a two-floor timber and concrete building in Barnwell, East Bank Essequibo, leaving one person homeless. The Guyana Fire Service reported that the blaze began around 1922 HRS, likely ignited by gas from a leaking propane cylinder coming into contact with flames. The fire quickly spread, consuming the building and its contents. The structure, occupied by 29-year-old Arya Chain and owned by Vikram Ramai, was completely destroyed. Unfortunately, the building and its contents were completely destroyed, rendering one person homeless, the fire service stated. Preliminary investigations are ongoing, but the initial findings point to the faulty propane cylinder as the cause of the fire. Teachers return to classrooms, resuming talks with Ministry of Education. Heeding the call from their union, teachers in Guyana have returned to their classrooms, enabling the Ministry of Education (MO) and the Guyana Teachers Union (GTU) to resume discussions on salary increases and other benefits for educators. Representatives from both parties returned to the bargaining table on Wednesday, confirmed GTU General Secretary Coretta McDonald in a telephone interview. This marks the first phase of conciliatory talks since the agreement of resumption was signed just 5 days ago. According to a Department of Public Information (DPI) report, statistics from the Education Ministry on Thursday indicated that 90% of teachers from nursery, primary, and secondary schools nationwide returned to their classrooms this week. The agreement between the union and the ministry brought an end to a strike action by teachers that lasted over 70 days. Fire damages Starter's nursery school in Georgetown. A fire broke out at Starter's nursery school located on Camp Street, Georgetown, early Friday morning. Prompt response from firefighters managed to contain and extinguish the blaze, preventing further damage. According to the Guyana Fire Service, the fire started around 10:28 HRS and was believed to have originated from a breakdown in the electrical distribution panel. This malfunction caused arcing and sparking, which ignited nearby combustible materials. Firefighters arrived at the scene within 10 minutes of the alarm. The first jet of water was deployed at 10:39 HRS to tackle the blaze, and the fire was quickly extinguished, the fire service reported. The incident resulted in damage to a 2m×2m section of concrete wall, an 8m×3m area of sheetrock, and the destruction of one electrical distribution panel breaker. Fortunately, no injuries were reported as a result of the fire. Investigations into the exact cause and extent of the damage are ongoing to ensure the safety and security of the nursery school premises. Man remanded for BBUS Man Death. The partially decomposed body of Dhanindranath Surajnath Mahadio, aged 56, was discovered in a swamp area in Vrihade village, West Kanj BBUS. Mahadio had been reported missing after leaving his home on June 17 to visit a female friend but failing to return. Government pathologist Dr. Vivekanand Brijmohan conducted an autopsy, revealing that Mahadio's death was caused by multiple injuries. The examination indicated a fractured skull and a cut on his left hand's finger, suggesting significant trauma. Police responded to an anonymous call received on Saturday reporting the discovery of a body in the swamp. Upon arrival, they found Mahadio's decomposed remains in an advanced state of decay, indicative of prolonged exposure in the swamp's dense vegetation. A suspect, a 26-year-old man whose identity has not been disclosed, was taken into custody after confessing to the killing. According to investigators, the suspect admitted to engaging Mahadio in an argument and subsequently assaulting him with a piece of iron. The altercation resulted in severe injuries to Mahadio's body. The suspect remains detained pending further investigation, with a court appearance scheduled for August 2 to provide a progress report on the case. La Bonne Intention resident robbed at gunpoint by motorcycle duo. Lakeram Diaram, a resident of La Bonne Intention, East Coast Demerara, was held at gunpoint and robbed by two men on a motorcycle on Tuesday morning. The incident occurred around 7:45 a.m. While Diaram, a foreman, was heading to work. He had stopped at a local supermarket to make a purchase for his colleagues. CCTV footage shows Diaram entering the supermarket, where one of the suspects was also purchasing an item. The suspect and his accomplice observed Diaram as he moved around the store. After completing his transaction, Diaram left the supermarket and continued to his work site. Upon arrival, he was confronted by the two men who held him at gunpoint, robbing him of cash and a cell phone. Diaram resisted and suffered minor injuries during the encounter. The thieves quickly fled the scene. Diaram promptly reported the incident to the Sparendam police station. Investigations are currently ongoing. Authorities are urging anyone with information about the robbery to come forward to assist in the investigation. Bomb threat leads to evacuation of Georgetown Magistrates Court. On Thursday morning, the Georgetown Magistrates Court on Avenue of the Republic was evacuated due to a bomb threat. An anonymous call alerted the Brickdam police station's operation room about the potential danger, causing an immediate halt to court proceedings. Magistrates, as well as individuals awaiting their cases, were evacuated at around 9:30 hours. Firefighters and police officers promptly arrived to conduct a thorough search of the building. The police ensured the safety of the surrounding area by clearing it and diverting traffic. The search, conducted by police and members of the Guyana Fire Service, GFS, lasted approximately an hour. No explosive device was found, and law enforcement authorities declared the premises safe. Individuals were allowed to return to the court building after being searched. This incident marks the second bomb scare at the Georgetown Magistrates Court in 2024. Police are currently working to identify the caller who reported the threat. High Court awards damages to SOKU head in defamation case against retired assistant commissioner. The High Court has awarded damages of $10 million and costs of $300,000 to Fazil Karimbaksh, head of the Special Organized Crime Unit, SOKU, in a defamation lawsuit against retired Assistant Commissioner of Police, Paul Slough. The judgment, delivered by Justice Simone Morris Ramal on Friday, found Slough's statements to be intentional and malicious. Karimbaksh filed a $70 million slander lawsuit against Slough in March 2022, alleging that Slough made several false and defamatory statements about him on his Facebook and YouTube pages, speaking out, exposing corruption and incompetence, between November 2, 2021, and January 12, 2022. Slough accused Karimbaksh of being unqualified, a political puppet, guilty of sexual offenses, and complicit in the shooting of a young boy in BBUS. Justice Morris Ramal noted the repeated nature of Slough's utterances and his lack of remorse or apology. The judgment also includes a permanent injunction preventing Slough from publishing any further defamatory statements concerning Karimbaksh. The Honorable Judge examined the evidence before her, including the written statements and oral testimony over several days, and concluded that Slough intentionally and repeatedly presented the information in his videos as truth as opposed to an opinion or a comment, a press statement on Friday noted. The judge found that Slough acted maliciously and dared Karambaksh and other policemen to sue him, claiming to have evidence, which was never produced. Karambaksh was represented by attorneys C.V. Satram and Ron Motilal, while Nigel Hughes represented Slough. Guyanese nationals equipped for helicopter search and rescue operations. In line with the government's initiative to bolster national security, particularly in aviation, 5 Guyanese nationals have completed specialized training to respond to helicopter search and rescue emergencies. This training was facilitated through a partnership with Omni Helicopters Incorporated, OHI, and entailed 6 months of intensive preparation in both Canada and Guyana. The newly trained search and rescue SAR rear crew includes Kurt Mendonca, Daniel Yoris, Ishvar Parbu, Kevin Saw, John L. Ogle, the first female in the team. Starting their training in January, the team focused on becoming proficient rear crew members, equipped to support SAR helicopters in various emergency situations. Their training regimen included supporting rescue missions to save lives from vessels, offshore installations, water, and challenging jungle terrains. Daily swim training at the Guyana National Aquatic Center to build confidence and stamina. Rigorous physical and technical training to operate helicopter equipment effectively. On Wednesday, the 5 team members were awarded certificates of completion and official badges in a graduation ceremony held at the Eugene F. Correa International Airport, Ogle, East Coast, Demerara. Daniel Yoris expressed gratitude for the opportunity to enhance his skills and physical endurance, emphasizing the importance of their role in real-life rescues. He encouraged his colleagues to remember their mission to turn the worst days of those in distress into their best days. Chief Investment Officer and Head of the Guyana Office for Investment, Dr. Peter Ramsarup, speaking on behalf of President Dr. Irfan Ali, congratulated the crew for their dedication and hard work. He highlighted the President's vision of enabling Guyanese to attain high-paying jobs and contribute to the nation's prosperity. Dr. Ramsarup expressed confidence in the team's ability to become a world-class SAR rear crew and anticipated more successful joint ventures in the future. The successful completion of this training marks a significant milestone in strengthening Guyana's national security and aviation capabilities, with the new SAR rear crew ready to respond to emergencies and save lives.